Shamia Babes, it's not looking too good for you right now. K.Michelle has just spilled the beans. Spoiler alert, y'all. If you don't want to be spoiled, then actually just mute this video because this is a preview for the next week's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys can actually go watch this entire clip. I will put it in the description of this video on YouTube. You can see the first 7 minutes of the next episode already on Bravo's YouTube channel, but here you can find it on the No Chaser channel on Instagram. Let's get into how Kandi is involved and how K.Michelle is not worried about the Kandi coded click. Okay, so here's what happened. K.Michelle is sitting down with Pinky Cole and she is reviewing what happened after K.Michelle and Shamia left Drew sitting on the dock of the bay at the last episode at the end, where you guys remember K.Michelle drove off and then Shamia caught up with her and they left Drew sitting there eating chicken wings and drinking her drink. Looking, listen, Drew didn't run. So, I don't know. So, anyway, K.Michelle tells Pinky that, she left that evening in tears. So what happened between then and there? It sounds like they went to the club, and you can actually see clips from K.Michelle and Shamia in the club, but they're joined by Shamia's mom. Okay. So apparently Shamia's mom comes in, looking good, ready to party it up, and she's having a good time with the girls. Well, here's where things get interesting. Apparently, K.Michelle tells Pinky that Shamia's mom started to pray for her and gets, I guess, up close to her face. And, they get into the prayer circle in the club. And she says this goes on for about an hour. Now, I don't know if K.Michelle is exaggerating that time or not, but, sometimes something that lasts a long time can feel like an hour. So I don't know if she was speaking in those terms or what. All I know is that there was prayer in the club. Okay. Dropping it low for Jesus. Okay. So that was going on, right? Now, apparently after this, again, according to K.Michelle, Shamia says, listen, I really, and I'm paraphrasing this, but I really, hope that you are going to be loyal to me and really be my friend, because my friends are telling me not to be friends with you. Now, of course, who are those friends? That's where things get interesting, right? Because one could assume she could be talking about her friends on the show, but Shamia doesn't really have that many friends on the show, to be quite honest with you. Not like that, just because she's fallen out with so many people. And I feel like people kind of like tiptoe around, like maybe being friends with her, not knowing that they should be friends with her, trying to be friends with her or Portia, figuring that out. And I feel like her real friend on the show is actually Kelly. Now, I'm sure she has like some, goodwill with Pinky at this point and goodwill with K.Michelle, at least up until this point, right? So K.Michelle, between the mom praying for about an hour and then Shamia delivering this blow to her, like, hey, girl, my friends around here in these Atlanta streets don't want me to be friends with you. K.Michelle says, listen, I do not care what the Kandi Coded Knights clique thinks about me, okay, around up in here. No, I don't know if Shamia specifically said Kandi and the gang, or if K.Michelle was inferring that Shamia meant Kandi and the gang because Shamia rolls with Kandi and the gang. And Kandi, as we know, is cool with some of the people that K.Michelle has previously had issues with, specifically on Love and Hip Hop, i.e. the Rashida of it all. Rashida and K.Michelle beefed when they first came on the show because when K.Michelle told her story about her abuse, then Rashida had some reservations about it because said person was also involved with one of her friends. Okay, so there was this whole thing about whether or not K.Michelle was lying about the friend circle's friend, like the friend circle, like somebody in the main friend circle, the man that friend was dating or with or married. I don't know whatever she did with the man because really, honestly, I wasn't really that concerned about it. What I do know is what was kind of going on at the time. So this is what is leading K.Michelle, or has led her, or has seemed to drive her in terms of her feeling a redemption with being back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because this show is the pinnacle of entertainment in Atlanta, but just also in the housewives sphere in general. So she's gone from Love and Hip Hop to now Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Love and Hip Hop is ending, right? So she is now, remember, that was her entry when she was telling Portia. She had a hard time with these people in the Atlanta area. And so, of course, I believe, and we all believe, that there's been some sort of, there's probably some sort of trauma there from that period of time. And then coming back into this group, then somebody telling her, putting the bug in her ear. So this makes me wonder, I mean, did Shamia maybe put a bug in her ear that maybe from Shamia's own personal experience with maybe some of these ladies in Atlanta, that and sir, her telling K.Michelle this bit of information is like, hey girl, listen, I'm defying my friend group to be loyal to you on this show. So I would love it if we can be real friends and you actually have my back the way that I'm trying to have your back. Because K.Michelle tells Pinky, I've had Shamia's back and I have her back. But she keeps saying these things to me about these people here in Atlanta don't like you. So if that message is being repeated to K.Michelle by Shamia, could that perhaps be one of the reasons that K.Michelle feels so wary around this group? Because she's been hearing this same messaging from someone who is heavily entrenched in the Atlanta social circle. No, I don't know. And I don't know if K.Michelle assumed it was the Kandi coded clique, Kandi and the gang, Kandi and them girls. I don't know if Shamia said that or if K.Michelle assumed that. But what I know that she said in the episode is this. She doesn't care what Shamia's Kandi coded friend group thinks about her, but it did apparently leave her in tears. So she must have thought something about it, enough to tell Pinky and enough to be crying about it and in tears about it. And I think now we might be getting a little bit closer to really finding out what happened and why K.Michelle came into this season so on guard and on edge. I feel like something happened, something clicked, and I'm wondering if we are going to get the reveal. Oh my God. And I kept hoping, no, Shamia, please tell me it was not you in the library with the candlestick, not you being the one who told K.Michelle something that made her feel this way. And the reason I did not want it to be Shamia was because in my mind, I'm like, oh, Shamia, you are already in enough hot water with the ladies. Let's not add this to the mix because then none of them will trust you. And I don't want that for you. And furthermore, while I think your mom has the best of intentions, I'm sure she has the best of intentions. I think that it could definitely make one feel a bit uncomfortable because this is not the first time that Moms has intervened. It could make it a bit uncomfortable if Moms is intervening in such a strong way with regards to interactions within the friend group. And maybe the prayer at the club was a little bit of a maybe not right now moment, especially if it did go on for a long extended period of time. Maybe, I mean, she could have done better by saying, why don't you come with us to church? You know what I'm saying? Because I think that there's sometimes, now granted, I know that Jesus walked amongst the people, right? But the people these days will probably receive your message better if you tell it to them in the appropriate environment. And I'm not saying you shouldn't drop it low for Jesus in the club. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a conversation about Jesus in the club. But what I am saying is that I think the insertion of the mom into the friendship group business may be of a bit concern for K.Michelle, somebody who is trying to navigate this group. And then now this prayer in the club, in the VIP, I'm assuming. And then you just had this scene with Drew, and then someone is telling you that the people are out to get you. And then Shamia is saying, I need your loyalty, allegedly. Then I can imagine now that K.Michelle might be under duress. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I told y'all this is gonna be a crazy one. I might not have said it, but I'm telling you now, it's crazy. So let me know what you think the implications of this are. I really wasn't gonna post this just yet because I kind of wanted to see what else was going to happen today. But to be honest with you guys, I have not still taken my 12,000 steps because the news is just pop locking and dropping, and we had to get it out. So with that being said, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like this video if you like reality TV related content, and listen, we will catch you guys in the next video. All right.